Hello, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Howdy doody. How we doing? You guys can unmute now.
Yes.
Come up with this howdy doody stuff.
Episode 3.
Episode
Sports
3
Podcast.
indeed.
How we
Good
feeling
number.
today? How we feeling? Got your shades on again. Your
Yeah,
haters.
this might be a
Blue
new
shades.
These are my wife's glasses, but
Your hate-
I'm gonna rock them because they're the closest thing to me right now.
Your hater shades.
Yeah,
How we doing, fellas? How we doing?
I'm happy.
we're good, Dad.
I'm happy.
How are you?
Okay. Was work. Now we're here. All right.
Love that post in the background, Q. Love it.
That's San Andreas. I mean, you can sponsor us if you want, Rockstar, but
They're too
you
greedy.
don't need to
I
block
love
it.
Rockstar. But
Whatever.
Yeah, you guys can see him more.
All right. Talk some baseball.
all right, let's
Ready
go.
for some baseball?
Yeah, San Andreas was good though. Let's talk about that. Like it was pretty good. Mm-hmm.
James Woods as Mike Torino. Peter Fonda as the Truth. Samuel L. Jackson as Frank Tenpenny. I mean, it's one of the best Grand Theft Auto games of all time. My favorite's Vice. Who am I kidding? GTA 5 is great, but and someday, hopefully, we'll be here for GTA 6, which may be
GTA
March of
now
next
and
year.
This is
2030.
sports podcast. GTA was good.
Yeah, back to baseball.
You gotta give a shout out. You gotta give a shout out. I mean, come on.
GTA 6, where you at?
Girl.
Mm-mm.
Someday.
Give the people what they want.
2 years out.
Please.
Let's talk some baseball. Well, first thing I'm going to bring up is the Zach Wheeler extension. We never covered that. Wheeler signed a 3-year extension from 2025 to 2027, added on to his this would have been his walk year, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Guaranteed 126 mil. Does include.
What does that come out to? The 42?
42
42
mil.
and change?
With that, his $42 million annual rate is the largest of any contract extension in history, and the 4th largest AAV on any contract ever, placing Wheeler behind Ohtani, Scherzer, and Verlander. He's getting paid next for the
That's
next
a lot
3
of
years.
money. I mean, he's behind only a few
But-
players, and there's some big names, very big names.
What's you guys' thoughts on this extension?
Who's going first?
What team is he for again?
The Phillies.
Kind of.
Philly Phils. DJ Philly Phils.
I'll go first.
I'd
I'll
say
jump.
Go ahead.
I think it's a smart move by Philly. I think you're not locked into this dude for 6, 7, 8 years, right? We've talked about this multiple times. I think when you start flirting contracts like that, especially with pitchers, they usually end pretty bad, right? You're usually stuck to that contract, and you're going to have some ugly years. But I think a 3-year agreement. I know it's a high, AAV, but Zach Wheeler is one of the best in the game. And I think you were going to probably be in a bidding match if you would have let him go to free agency. That 42 might have been a little bit higher, believe it or not. But I think it's good for a 3-year deal. It's a little bridge gap. It gets them through. It keeps the Phillies contending. And yeah, I really like it from the Phillies' point of view.
Yeah, I agree with Daniel. It's very good points, as we discussed earlier, about how small contracts are ideal, especially for pitchers. I think it's exactly what the Phillies need on the defensive side to compete with the Braves and whoever in the Central, and you know who's in the West. I mean, mainly the Dodgers, and just anything to help any team take down LA is obviously a good thing with me. But is it too much? I'm not sure. It's a lot. It's a lot. I kind of think it's a little bit like some very big names. There's not many names above that list, but congrats to Philly for getting the job done on that one, for signing. I think overall, I'd rate it about 4 out of 5 on a like 5 being the best type of deal.
42 million's a lot, but it's an extension, not like a full-on contract. So when he's actually a free agent, think about the number he's probably going to get.
Right.
A fat contract. So.
Well, and think about those other two guys you talked about. You take Ohtani out of it, Verlander and Scherzer, Mr. Two Eyes, was those were the other ones that were high. But keep in mind, when they're they've been in the twilight of their career when they signed those deals. They're high AAV, but they were only, kind of the same thing 3-4 years. Zach Wheeler's not crazy old, right? I mean, how old is Zach Wheeler? 30?
I don't know.
32, 33? Pull up his birth certificate.
How many years do you think Wheeler's got left in the major league?
I don't think he's old, and that's what I'm saying. Like this 3-4 year deal. It might make sense for him.
He's 33.
He's 33. Okay. He's born May 30th, 1990.
I wouldn't give him more than a 4.
He's our generation.
He's a me. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I mean, even at the end of that, it's 125 million that you've just got over the last 3 years. He gets thrown back into free agency.
Yeah.
It's 36. He's probably still got 4 more years left. Is he going to drop off a little bit? Sure. Is the market going to reset? Probably. 42 million in 4 years might be a norm for a starting pitcher of his caliber. So who knows? We'll see.
I want to point out that he's leading the Phillies rotation in front of Aaron Nola, another one who signed what did he sign? A 7-year?
His was pretty team friendly though.
Yeah, no, it was, but he's locked up with the Phillies for longer.
Well, he's the younger guy. I mean, he's the one where if you're going to lock him up and it's going to be a team friendly contract, you're going to do it.
Got Ranger Suarez is the third. I think Taiwan Walker's hurt. What it's saying, hurt. 4 through 5 is kind of a toss up. Pretty solid, I think. I think Suarez.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Giants too. They got a couple top prospects that are starting pitchers. So if they pan out, then there you go. And it's the Phillies, right? Dombrowski, this dude is notorious for going out and getting trades and making it happen. So at some point during the season he'll get another starter, and it's just a matter of time. He wheels and deals. He doesn't care about the farm system. He'll blow that thing up. He wants real time talent. So we'll see.
All right.
But I think it's a good move.
It's a good move, but I don't see him pitching at age 40. I can't put a number on it. Late 30s, mid 30s for sure, but I don't.
He's my age. Now you're saying I'm 40, and that's a little disrespectful.
I'm not saying you're 40.
I know it hurts to get out of bed, but it's like starting a car. It's gonna warm it up.
I keep it on another notable extension. Well, I don't think it's
older than everyone else in this group chat.
MLB News thinks it's important. But the Red Sox.
Blake Snell for the time? Blake Snell?
Red Sox. Signed Brian Bello to an extension. Red Sox announced that they have signed right-hander Brian Bello to a 6-year extension. The club option for 2030 will give the team an extra 2 years of control over the 24-year-old, and reportedly has a 55 minimum guarantee, or 55 million guarantee. Bello had previously been controllable through 2028. The Sox have locked in one would-be free agent year. Also secured a club option for the second season, valued at 21 mil.
So I looked at his. I don't really follow him much. I know he pitched against the Angels a couple times. He's got some electric stuff. He's got some electric stuff. I think it's the contract too is kind of structured to where like he's still only making like $1 million or $2 million for the next couple, 3 years, and then he has a significant bump. Yeah. It's all back end loaded, which makes a lot of sense. And you might get him a discount if he pans out to be a all-star pitcher and everything you hope to dream. But that's the crapshoot with some of these with these young guys. I know the Brewers did it with their top prospect too. Like you're kicking all this money out early to try to buy off some years of free agency. It's worked for the Braves. The Braves have mastered it, but it could also backfire. So we'll see. So
big risk.
So hold on. Let me say this. So Brian Bello is the locked in for the second starting position behind Nick Pivetta, and in front of Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck guy that I can never say his name, and Garrett Whitlock. A lot of these guys are kind of.
We're not going to do anything this year.
No, I know.
Which is why they probably gave him that extension, because they're like, dude, if we can lock you in, you turn into our ace. Yeah. If he goes out,
that's what this extension is looking for me. Is like they're They're controlling him a little bit longer, like you said, through a couple years of free agency, seeing if it pans out. And if it does, they're probably going to pull a Chris Sale on him or something.
Well, I mean, think about this too. Like, you're not paying him a lot until the backload of that contract. It was a 6-year extension, 5-year,
6-year.
6-year. Okay, so it gets up a little bit at a time. I know that when I looked at it, I think the kick was the 3rd year. So worst case scenario, this dude blows chunks here, or becomes like a solid 3. You're overpaying him for a couple of years. The half that contract, you're only paying him a couple million a year. So I think that the Red Sox probably feel safe on that aspect because, hey, if you hit the lottery, great, you got great value. If not, it's not the end of the world. You're going to be out of a contract in a couple of years. We're good. So we'll see.
Blake?
Yeah, we'll see. Cue ball, go ahead.
I'm Bello. I'm just kidding.
He's playing GTA.
Got my AirPods disconnected for that.
It's my job to be playing GTA. I was playing that last night.
Brian Bello,
Big
6-year
risk.
extension with the Red Sox. Be good. This I feel like
too risky, given how tough the AL East is. Like, how's it really going to help?
I feel like
you
this
got
is like
Yanks, you got O's, you
this
got
extent. Well, no, I know that the Red
Jays,
Sox
but-
aren't doing anything. Or, well, I don't.
invest long term. Like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
nothing's going to happen with them in the next
assume
couple of
they're
years.
gonna be doing nothing.
This is a franchise move. This is, hey man, if we're able to lock in a potential ace of a stud here
Right.
for a 6-year deal and buy some free agent time, great. If they wouldn't have done this and he becomes a stud, you're paying him way more than what that contract's worth in 3 years.
I call
When
it
you allow him to hit
experimental.
free agency. Yeah. So you're going for it. You're shooting your shot. Dude, the Braves masterclass this. They gave Acuna they bought
That's what they're trying to do.
free agent years out. They
Yeah.
do the same thing with Ozzy Albies. And they do the same thing with Austin Riley. Like this is what they have mastered. And I think teams are noticing that. So if you have a stud who's supposed to be like the next second coming for your franchise and you are able to buy him out, then great. Do it.
It could work. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what I see. The Red Sox are trying. Boston's trying to do what Atlanta's doing, and it almost reminds me of Moneyball how Boston tried to do what Oakland was doing. A whole different thing in itself. But and obviously, we don't want that to work. We don't want Red Sox to win. But looking from a non-biased point of view, I think that
Impossible.
it's it's a decent amount a decent amount of positives that it would work out, but I just nothing too soon. I just don't see him doing anything for the Red Sox in a positive way in the next 2 years. I could be wrong.
Well, I think it's a good signing. I mean, unbiased. I'm curious to see if it actually plans out, and see how angry David gets when he starts seeing us. But hey, we'll see what happens.
The heated rivalry.
He'll be pitching for the Yankees in 5 to 6 years. Don't worry about it.
All right. Moving on to Mookie Betts. Dave Roberts announced that he was swapping Mookie Betts short, moving Gavin Lux to second. Does this matter? Does this change anything?
Wasn't it an issue with shortstop that they had, right? Where they weren't really the best defensively, at least when what was going on.
I think so. I think there was a lower than average performance from shortstops defensively. I think that's what
the batting order stays the same, right?
Yeah, no, it's literally just Gavin Lux and Mookie Betts swapping middle of the infield. That's all it is.
I mean, I like it. I think it's kind of crazy because Mookie Betts started as a right fielder, and now he's a shortstop. But the videos that I've seen, him playing short, even second base, dude knows what he's doing. Like he's
for sure.
baseball player. That dude has a cannon. Obviously, being in the outfield, he's quick, he's light, he's agile. Like
bingo.
Even his body type, David. I know you probably hate this comparison, but body type wise, got a little Jeter in him. So why not stick him in short?
I think one thing
he ain't a Red Sox anymore, so I don't care.
Plays. Probably in practice and trial runs, even before spring training or during the spring training games, like, you know what, let's mix it up. Let's see how he does, pulling off double plays. Because that's, even though it's routine, it's basic, it's your bread and butter in the infield. You got to have your best of the best on your team to be just flipping double plays. It's the way it is in the game. I think that's what their advantage is on that one, is that they're trying to make sure that they minimize the amount of errors in any given game. And I'm not saying the Dodgers go out there and do a bunch of errors. I'm not being like biased like that, but and double plays and throwing grounds out to first, as we all know, the bread and butter is the most common plays defensively in baseball. And I think that's where Roberts is going after on that one. But like I said, if it's a full season, the Dodgers will fall. LA, they'll cry. That's just the way it's been since 1989.
Taking shots.
Change.
I love it.
It ain't gonna change. If it's a full season, the City of Angels will fall and burn. Boom.
Well said.
Well, I think it's
Thank
a good move.
you.
I think it's going to help him out defensively, and I think it'll keep him fresher as he's getting older. We'll see how long he lasts at shortstop, but I think it'll help strengthen him defensively.
I think it'll do the opposite. I think, to me, I think playing shortstop position, you're essentially the general of that infield, right? Yeah. So with that being said, you're almost in every single play, whether that's a ground ball or what. Like, you're constantly on the move. Whereas right field, you're eating sunflower seeds until the ball hits you. So I think with that, could be a little bit wear and tear, but again, Mookie Betts is a dog. Like, he just gets after it. So
yeah,
I don't see this being an issue at all. In fact, I think that just adds some flexibility to the Dodgers lineup, because now you got Mookie, who can literally play second, short, any of the outfield spots. Like, that allows you at the trade deadline to really get flexible and see who's out there. It's just a strength of the Dodgers that is annoying right now. But Mookie Betts all around is a fantastic baseball player, and I'm sure he's going to be a great shortstop.
Yeah, but all the audience is wondering, why are we talking about our rivalries? Because like the great quote says, you keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, right? I mean, we do what we could, right? We hate the Red Sox, we hate the Dodgers, but we got to analyze and see how we're going to beat them, how our teams can take them apart, piece by piece. And Daniel, too, you brought up some really good points. David, what's your take on the Dodgers that you were bringing up? And
I think this move,
I hate our rivals so much. I hate our rivals. Ugh.
I think this move is to alleviate pressure off of Gavin Lux because of that injury that he had.
And what pressure, bro? Shortstop, second base, it's a leg. He's gonna have to run anyway.
Well, man,
I don't think that's it. I think you're probably
because if I was Dave Roberts, I wouldn't have swapped him. I wouldn't have been like, "What are you doing?"
Let's call it what it is. Usually, your shortstop is your most athletic person. Gavin Lux or Mookie Betts?
Tony. Tony can't pitch. Like, get the shortstop.
And Gavin Lux came up as a second baseman when they had. Yeah, he was forced to play second base when you had Seager.
Corey Seager. The Siegs. Free agent signings of interest. I only got a couple that kind of stuck out to me the most. The first
That's one, this week, right?
Yeah, recently. Most recent. Joey Votto. Minor league deal with the Jays.
So happy for him.
Does he make the big league roster as a DH? Because he's gonna DH. Yeah. He does. Yeah, you think? Okay.
They need a lefty. They'll make the team. And I think it's a good feel-good story because he grew up literally a couple blocks from Rogers Center in Toronto, and this man, dude, how many years he put in with the Reds? Like, this dude was loyal. He was Mr. Red for as far as I can remember, and now he kind of gets to end the twilight of his career playing for his hometown team. Like, good for him. I think he makes the team. I mean, who are you going to show me on the Blue Jays that is going to be a better roster spot? I mean, he's a minor league deal. You're not paying this dude much. Just to even have Joey Votto on the bench and have him like be able to speak into the Vladimir Guerreros and the Bo, like, I'm all for it. Bring in the vet.
He's a Yankee.
Be that mentor. Oh, it'll kill you guys too. That's fine.
He's got a 305 batting average against the Yankees.
That's gonna go up.
It is gonna go up.
That's gonna go up. But I'm very happy for him because that dude, he was very loyal to the Reds, even when it got really dark in Cincinnati all those years. This man never complained. He went out there, and I'm happy for him at least going back home to be able to finish it out. Who knows, dude? It might revive him. You might see a little bit more Joey Votto left in the tank. We'll see.
41.
Q-Ball, what's your
It's
take?
not
If you
young.
want to go,
It's
David,
not young.
on Votto.
Oh no, it's good. I mean, he's going to make the team. I would be surprised if he plays after this year. I feel like he's going to go home and then call it quits after that.
No,
I think it's a.
I
Wait, go ahead, David.
think. Well, I mean, you got to think about it this way, and I don't want to be bringing up Pujols like this, but
Here we go.
Pujols. What did he go? He went Cardinals, Dodgers.
Cardinals.
His career
It's the circle of life.
He ended his year in St. Louis. So
Being in filth and 2/3 of it.
something tells me that
Yeah,
he has
zingers, man.
he has
I
a
hate the Cardinals too.
decent. He makes the big league roster, right? Full-time DH and maybe first base if injury happens, but he's not playing first base every day. Sure. Has a decent season. And I think this is the minor league 1-year deal. Makes whatever they make if he makes the big league roster.
He'll make the team. He'll make the team. Like I said,
He signs. He goes back to St. Louis, or it's not St. Louis, Cincinnati next
stroke
offseason. 1 more year.
Oh, stop that. They've moved on.
No,
The Reds
day.
have moved
And
on.
then
The Reds have moved
One
on.
day though.
he goes to the front office. The Cincinnati Reds. That's my prediction.
If he goes to the front office, it's going to be after he retires this year. I'm with Q. I think at 41, I think he knows it. Right, he didn't get a lot of interest this offseason. Angels were looking at him,
But he wanted to play though, for sure.
But yeah, I mean the Blue Jays make sense. Go home. This is your hometown team. Go have some fun. See what you can do. Right, it's a competitive team. And go out there and see what's up. See what you can do.
Future Hall of
Mash on
Famers.
the Yankees too.
100%. Yeah, mash on the Yankees. Get that average a little bit higher before you go to the Hall of Fame.
So my take on Votto is that, like, when Daniel said he's so happy, I agree, and it really reminded me of this photo I saw real quick with Votto. He was like in casual clothes, sitting on the bench. Will someone please sign him? You just feel for him. He's not on my team. In fact, there was a huge rivalry, 13, 14, whatever years ago in the postseason with my Giants and the Reds. But I think that the fact that it's his home team is a great thing. Front office stuff, he might do that. It's all about how he feels personally, not just where the Reds are at. I think he will do at least a decent job. Not a great job, not a terrible job. I think about a C+, B- type of job on the Blue Jays, but the AL East is way too competitive. And I think what's going to happen is whether it's 1, maybe 2 years with the Blue Jays, and then he signs a 1-day contract with the Reds to retire as a Red.
Yeah, not season.
Don't expect much this year from Joey Votto, but it's a good feel-good story.
It's
a good feel-good story.
Feel-good story.
When I said,
it reminds me of like Moneyball, because it's like, remember that old line that's like, we all told it sooner or later, whether we like it or not, that we're too old to play the game. Like as in being at a professional elite level, or even just AAA, college. You name it. So I was thinking about that. How Dan is happy. I mean, it's a feel-good story. Let's leave it at that. I think I'm going with 1 year with the Blue Jays, and then 1 day as a Red, and he'll retire, walk up in the sunset.
I forgot that was the thing. That's what I meant. Not a full season with the Cincinnati Reds, like a 1 day, yippee day, and then retire.
What if he does this? What if the Blue Jays are out of it at the trade deadline? They ship him to New York, and then he pulls like a Raul Ibanez in the playoffs.
No. No. If Toronto's making any moves, they're bolstering the Orioles, and he's gonna go to Baltimore. They don't need him, but to get him into the playoffs, just once.
Sure.
He finds a team to ride off in the sunset, so you can get one more ring. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
All right.
Still one sign 1 day with the Reds. All right,
next dude.
Not a water.
1-year deal. Mariners.
Tragic.
Ryan Stanek. His last 3 previous years with the Houston Astros. This is a AP, $4 million.
That bullpen, dude. They got some flamethrowers. They have some Bradish, Munoz, now him.
Munoz.
All dudes that crank it over the window.
Santos, and
yeah, they got the guy from Santos. Is that the dude from Detroit? Yeah. Yeah. So
Gregory Santos and Matt Brash are both on the IL though.
So there's 4 dudes right there that throw over 100. So you're 6, 7, 8, 9 innings. If you're playing Seattle, it's gonna be hard.
Does it get to the point? Because I mean, we haven't heard anything from the Mariners other than a couple trades and this.
Yeah.
They got the little financial handcuffs on.
I think that's a win-win. Or at least a win. I won't say win-win. It's a win because no matter
he proved
anything to take down the Astros is a great thing. You know, anything to hurt the Astros.
Stanek proved that he's somebody with the Astros. Got some pretty good numbers as a relief pitcher.
He's a decent reliever.
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
And it's only
he was one of their
cheapie.
He was their 7th inning, 8th inning, get you out of jail guy for the most part from the right side. So, yeah, I wish he was out of the ALS, but it's up in Seattle, so we'll see. But I think that's
it's like bittersweet. He's off the Astros, but he's still in your division.
The bullpen's already strong, so yeah, it's a good move for him.
Absolutely.
You have anything to add on that?
No, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the coffin.
GTA.
Injury bug. 3 notables that caught my eye.
No, get it away from me.
Verlander begin the season on the IL.
Shocker. 43-year-old on the
with
IL.
With a little shoulder pain.
Oh, man.
Little.
Whoa.
As this is pretty much Father Time's coming knocking, huh? That's all that is.
It's on the Astros, right?
It's on the Astros. Yeah.
Yep.
Great. More hurting on them. And yeah, Baker. I think Dusty Baker retire. Sorry, let me get off topic. But yeah, that's another win because honestly, I mean, it's not just for us and our teams. The whole country.
Joe
is so done with the Astros.
is their manager.
Done with the Astros.
So yeah, Dusty Baker's not in there.
I think they probably just put him on the IL just to make sure he's ready. He was delayed to start spring training.
We're gonna get to.
Yeah, why push it right now? It's so early. Like, just let him rest it out.
Make sure he's healthy in October. Give him the year off.
They'll need him for October, really.
Let's say October. I want to hear that.
Hey, they only need him for that.
I mean, Verlander wasn't even that good last year.
He
had a pretty good couple postseason games, but was his ERA like close to 4?
They were slipping compared to last year. I mean, they made the ALCS and put up a fight against the Rangers, but
he got banged up a little bit in the playoffs. And by banged up, I mean like just kind of.
No. It's not Justin Verlander from 10 years ago. It's Justin Verlander who's 43 and filling out AARP paperwork. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna get hurt.
This one caught my eye. This next guy caught my eye because of the.
Oh yeah, you like him? Like him, David?
The Wish.com projections from last week with the Cardinals being on top. Sonny Gray was diagnosed with a hamstring strain. He's going to be on the IL. I'm noting this because this is the same hamstring that he was out with twice in 2022 with the Twins.
How much time did he miss?
Junk. 2 stints. 2 separate stints.
Good job, Cardinals. Sonny Gray's career has literally been a roller coaster. You guys know that, right? Like, it's literally like he has a good year, bad year. Not bad year, average year. Good year, average year. And it really feels like when he's out of the limelight is when he's at his best. You go all the way back. He was great with Oakland. Then he goes to New York?
He was junk.
Yeah, guess why? Spotlights were pretty high.
Yeah.
From New York.
Was so bad with us, dude. He was so bad. I thought Rondon was bad. I'll tell you what.
So
Sonny Gray was straight and trash.
It's complete opposite.
After New York, he goes where? Cincinnati?
Cincinnati was
Nobody
good.
watches their games. So it was easy for him to, no one was watching.
Minnesota.
And then he goes to Minnesota, same thing, just on the AL version of the Reds. And now he's going to the Cardinals. I think team-wise, like the Cardinals are a legit team when it comes to like just fan bases and expectations and stuff like that. Not that I have a lot for them this year, but I think they put a lot of their, he was their big free agent signing this year. And I think a lot of people are expecting, certain things. I think outside of New York, which is just a different type of pressure, this is the biggest, brightest team he's been on. And he's coming off of a pretty decent free agent signing. I don't know how this is going to go. It's currently going off not to a great start. So we'll see. But yeah, it's bad for the Cardinals because you can't afford to come out of the gate slow, and that's Central. When you got the Cubs, I keep sleeping on the Pirates, dude. I'm telling you, they got enough young talent to do something there. What are you doing?
You could be a turtle in that division and still win it. Okay, anything blank Central, you can be a turtle and still finish the race at first.
Maybe it's also about
we say every year.
Maybe it's also about being humble. That's all. It's just the limelight going from like cheap, no one even shows up, like completely empty Oakland Stadium to the Crystal Cathedral of World Series Yankee Stadium. But it's also about being humble. He's got to be humble, and the pressure gets to him. And go ahead.
You cannot lose the season, right? You can't miss out on the postseason in April. Wait, hold on. I said that wrong. You can't win the postseason in April, but you can lose it. That's what I tried to say. You can't win the postseason in April, but you can lose it. So you don't get off to a good start, and you let other teams get that, momentum starts sitting in. You're not starting the year off to a good start. Starts getting in the players' heads. Whole bunch of stuff could happen. So we'll see. But
I mean, a bad start can really take a while to get over, but it's not like you have a bad start in April.
Well, I mean,
and you can't get out of it in September.
Honestly,
I mean, that's a long time. That's the whole season.
You can have a bad start, but it's how fast you rebound. If you rebound too late, it's could be done.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Angels. They would have a good April and then just suck the rest of the season.
You mean they have a good spring training, and then they suck for the season?
Hey, almost a 3-peat for Cactus League champions, all right? We're almost there.
You guys been first.
With the rings, baby.
You guys been first.
Those spring training rings. No, it's just hard, dude.
10-7. 10-7.
If you come out of the gates in April under 500, let's just say you tank. Other teams more than likely aren't doing that. You're probably going to get beat up by people that are in your division. So now they got a significant lead, and I know there's time, but the way the wild card's structured, like you're fighting against so many teams, even outside your division, to make a run at a postseason bid. It gets extremely tight in September and August and July, and you don't want to be in that position, is what I'm saying. So let's not start from behind and try to play catch up the entire time. Every team's trying to come out, hey, let's put our best foot forward. Let's get a good start, because every team at some point has their ups and downs, right? People are going to go streaking different ways. That's how it works.
The game. It's a long season.
It's a very long season. But if you come out of the gate and you're losing, now you can't afford the rest of the year to really go into those slumps. Because if you do, you just had one.
You just kiss it goodbye. Yeah.
You're just making it worse.
Too far.
Q-ball said it best.
Titanic.
A couple years ago when the Angels, I forgot what year it was, probably like 2021, when Joe Madden was with us, came out of the gate pretty decent. I think we had a pretty solid April, right? Absolutely plateaued. I think we lost like 15 straight or 14 straight and got fired. We never recovered. Like that is how fast your season can turn on a dime. If you
And he wasn't the problem, though. I don't think the Angels. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean at all.
He wasn't. But
I think after Joe left, the Angels lost another couple of games, and we're like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, it's a different conversation.
Oh yeah.
Because
my bad. I'm not trying to open any more doors.
Yeah, he left, and
what you gotta do is
you got to fire him. I mean, you need to shake something up when you lose 14 straight. You got to do something, and you can't fire the players. So, what are you gonna do?
Contract under contract. Yeah.
Last guy. Notable.
Yep.
Lucas Giolito, partial UCL tear and flexor strain.
I saw that. Oh my gosh! Ha to the Red
Like,
Sox.
who?
But that is,
Oh.
and I wonder if it was partially toward when he was traded to the Angels. When he came over, he wasn't great. That's where my head was here. Was that thing
Yeah.
partially?
He was junky.
He only had a handful of starts. Remember, he was on our team for a month after we traded for him, and then we released him. Greatest trade in Angel history. But yeah, I wonder if that thing was hurt because he did not have a good second half last year. And the Red Sox,
That ain't right.
Red Sox just bit the bullet on a wasted year. That thing's partially torn. He's not going to pitch this year. He's out.
Good. So maybe that's why Boston's leaning toward the other guy we talked about earlier, just trying to invest in him in the long term.
Maybe, yeah, that makes sense,
right? Because they just got to
wait out the
rotten
Giolito
apple on the
contract.
barrel.
Well, you just burned a year on, and you know what's crazy too is that I believe isn't that where Liam Hendricks signed? I think he's a Red Sox too, and
I don't
he's
remember.
going through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
David, Google. Keep
So
that
is two players.
The Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, that's two players right there where you are
Boston
eating the first year
Dr. Foster's.
and hope to get something for the second.
How are we talking about rivals this show? Oh my goodness. That's okay.
Hey,
It's
sometimes.
okay.
Hey, sometimes.
Our new logo should be like Angels Cactus League champions. That should be our logo for our show. But 3-time, 4-time Angels. That'd be a dope.
I'll
logo,
make that logo in Paint. Microsoft Paint.
How about this for a quick question? This isn't trivia time. I'm just because we brought up Jerry Votto. Excluding 2012, what was a really great year for the Reds? Because I know what happened in 2012. I don't know if you guys remember. I definitely remember what happened in 2012 with the Reds. But what was a great year for Joey Votto with the Reds, excluding that year? Like what did they ever?
I don't have the stats pulled up in front of me. I'm going off as memory.
Yeah.
And I know from like 2010 to like 2015, 2016, like they were always in the conversation. Probably even a lot past that. They had years like the Diamondbacks where they would sneak into the playoffs and rumble a little bit. But like their core back in the day with Votto and Brandon Phillips and all those studs, it was a pretty good team. It was a pretty good team.
They were by far the strongest team in the National League in 2012. I remember maybe Nationals or I think they were a strong team that year, and they were way above both my Giants. And we pulled a Hail Mary miracle against them. But I was just trying to remember if Votto even ever got a ring. He really deserved.
Yeah. Jay Bruce was another guy that was just Mr. Consistent on that team.
Yeah. They had an amazing.
I'm looking at some stuff
red
right
machine.
now.
It was like a modern red machine.
They had some studs.
So let me put this into perspective. Joey Votto played 17 seasons for the Reds. He started in 2007.
Wow. You're at graduate high school. Wow.
That's crazy. I was a sophomore.
There is only 3 things that they've done that they've gotten to. I'm going to read them off to you.
3? Right 3? That's wow.
2010 made it to the League Division Series, the Phillies.
I remember that. Yep. That Phillies team was stacked.
My Giants took them out.
2012, the 2010.
It was Giants.
No, Giants won 2010. Phillies were 08 and then lost it in 09 to your Yanks.
This is the divisional series, not the championship series.
Huge.
Right.
In 2012, we all know that 3-0 lead to the Giants just to lose it, or
2-0.
2-0. Sorry. 2-0 just to get
San Francisco, and we crushed them in Cincinnati. Buster Posey, baby.
And then 2013. 2013.
Lost to the Cardinals, didn't they?
Didn't they have Encarnacion too?
2013, they lost a wild card game against the Pirates.
Jeez.
Yeah. But they were always in the playoffs, making a significantly deep run. I mean, they showed up.
2012, 2013, yeah.
where I'm getting at.
And Pirates
They went
lost the
on
next wild card game after that in 2014.
they went on a
So,
stretch. They went on a stretch.
They got close last year. Pull the
wow.
plug.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the biggest Reds. I mean, other than like Pete Rose or
Who-
whoever. He's one of the biggest Reds we know.
He is the
Votto,
biggest
our
Red
generation.
that we know. Oh, Votto?
Mm,
I was
Joe
gonna say, other
Morgan.
than Pete Rose,
If we're going back,
our generation, it's
Morgan.
absolutely Votto.
Pete Rose played some years in Philly.
Yeah, I didn't hear the our generation part. Yes. Well,
in our generation, yes, it's Joey Votto.
No doubt about it.
Moving
How
on
old
from
are
the
we?
injuries. Old.
Mm.
Moving on from injuries, going to retirement. Josh Donaldson hanging up the cleats.
Yeah, it's
That
like
sounds so familiar.
3 years too late.
The bringer of rain is calling it quits at 38. He was a 2015 AL MVP, 3-time All-Star, played 13 MLB seasons.
Yeah, got hurt towards the latter end of his career, and really
the only he was what he was in Toronto, Oakland and Toronto when he got to the Yankees. Even that last season with the Twins, he was okay, average. New York. There's a limelight. Going back to the limelight thing. But I mean, it's better now than any, I guess. They're not 40 yet.
Godspeed.
We have
Godspeed.
we have Boras clients rumblings. Boras? Scott Boras?
I don't know why we give him airtime.
Don't look at me. Y'all brought him home.
Who signs off on this list?
This is the first one we're going
New
to talk
York over there below
talk
me.
about. We're going to talk about Jordan Montgomery. The only team that has had consistent interaction with him is the Boston Red Sox. Nothing is happening because Monty and Scott Boras won a 7-year deal.
That's not happening.
And
It's not happening. And if you're the Red Sox, why are you doing it?
Boras.
every time I hear this, real quick, I just feel like they don't want to do. I hear two things. One, the good points that you all make about don't make sign pitchers more than say no more than 4 years, no more than 4. Another thing is like I don't think they want to do this because next year, when I hear all this pitcher trade talk, next year we got way more trades going on than this year, and they're just trying to wait it out and just delay this and that. Like, yeah, my team did something, your team did something. We all did. It's not like we're doing nothing, but it's just like let's just wait. The teams are just like the owners are telling the players hold off a bit, pump the brakes. Now ain't the time.
Blake is 100% correct. 100% correct. It is Saturday, March 9th when we are filming this.
Yeah.
If you were to sign Jordan Montgomery, there's a good chance he's not even ready for opening day.
Yeah.
So you're now cutting into how many times you're going to get this guy that you just signed, the second best pitcher this offseason. And how many times you're going to get him this year? If it's a low contract for a couple of years, so be it. But I think he's right. A lot of teams are like, it's not worth it this year. Let's go next year when there's 12 dudes to select from instead of 2 that can really change my franchise.
Yeah. Well, as of now, the total is 12, and it could get bigger, or just for sure 12 next year.
I mean, it could get bigger if people are cut, but that's usually not how it works. Unrestricted free agents.
Okay.
There's at least a list of
That's a lot.
10 starting pitchers that I saw right out of the gate that are better, light years ahead better than Jordan Montgomery.
Scotty too hottie Boras. You need to just cut these guys for 1 year. 1 year deals at this point.
He messed up, dude. He messed up.
Scott Boras. Stop
it. We talked about this last week. His job is to get as many years, his security for his clients, and to get as much money as possible. Okay? The problem is he overshot his shot.
March 9th?
When you start throwing numbers out that just are so far apart from reality and where teams are at, you're going to have this stalemate. And then you start getting into the Boras move of like, all right, we're gonna stick to our guns and we're gonna hold out and we're gonna get into spring training and there's gonna be an injury and these teams are gonna panic and we're gonna get what we want. But that hasn't happened. And now you're having to pivot from the 7, 8, 9 year fantasy that you were living to, all right, maybe we take a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal or a 3-year deal with opt-outs just to get through this year, just to get you paid, and then we'll reset the clock. But again, the problem is next year, dude, it is
No,
loaded.
I think even if they get signed with the options, I think they're still going to do it because of the class at the end of the season.
Well, even then, it's like for that
Better pitch.
now, all these, Snell, Montgomery, JD Martinez at that point.
Get a 1-year deal.
That's the only. It's March 9th, people. The season's right around the corner.
Yep.
These are two of them. Martinez is whatever, but Snell and Montgomery, like you said, they're not going to be ready until the end of April. At this point, if they sign today, they're not going to be ready until the end of April.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I think Boras screwed up, and he's not going to admit it. But I think this is starting to come to life for teams like, hey, Boras wants these big contracts for these pitchers, and teams aren't going to give it to him.
Bellinger
they're not the best pitchers either, to be honest.
Bellinger took a small deal with a lot of opt-outs. Chapman took a small deal. I don't know if he's got opt-outs, but it's under $100,000 or $100,000 or $100 million. It's going to happen with Snell. And it's going to happen with Montgomery. That's just when the market's at. So
I think what should happen after Chapman signed, they should have already signed with options.
Yeah. What are
they
you
get them out?
But even if hold on, even if you sign these two to a 1-year deal, Snell and Montgomery, what are you expecting out of them?
Yeah. Well, here's where we're at. Here's where we're at. Jordan Montgomery. We talked about this last show too. Jordan Montgomery is a decent pitcher. He had a great postseason and carried the Rangers essentially to a championship. Blake Snell, we've talked about this as well. 2 really good years winning the Cy Young, and 4, right? Like number 3, number 4 starter. So your best bet, take a 1-year deal, go get on a team that has a chance to do something in the postseason, and repeat what you just did. Go win another Cy Young. That happens, and he wins back-to-back, or he's at least in the conversation. Snell's now where conversation's completely changed.
Yeah. All right, moving on from Blake is.
I feel like you're watching Roommates right now.
But no, I mean, I think I don't think they're going to repeat this season now. I don't think they are.
I was distracting myself. What was he saying?
No, I muted him for the background noise, but I don't think they're going to repeat this season, especially Snell. I don't think he's going to repeat it.
No.
He's gonna throw, if anything, 80 innings, 3.5 ERA to 4.
Well, but that's not what
probably win like 4 games.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're Boras and if you're Blake Snell, it's like, dude, the market's changed, so go prove yourself. Because people right now are saying that you're not the pitcher that you say you are. So you go out there, either win back-to-back Cy Youngs with 2 different teams, which is extremely hard to do, or at least be in the conversation, have a good year, get right back into free agency. Now we're talking long-term deal. People are going to be more inclined to give that to you.
Blake's quest to get cranberry juice.
They're all watching movies.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting thing. I think they're going to sign for. I don't think they're going to sign until the season starts.
No, they are going to remain unsigned for at least April, and it's just going to prolong it. And they're going to be the end of the season option for an injury at that point. And at that point, they are going to be forced into a 1-year deal and pitch half a season. Because, like I said, March 9th, time's a ticking.
Yeah. Well, like Snell should have taken that deal from
should have.
He should have, 100%.
Shut up,
Siri.
Siri.
Out there? Or probably not.
Siri, talk to me. Last free agent. Go ahead, Q. Sorry.
But now with that, it gives the chance for the Angels to sign him. I don't think we are, but we even leaked him the most, and apparently he wants to play in SoCal. So Dodgers ain't. I'd be surprised if Dodgers get him.
Whatever happens, but it's too late for both of them.
We got one more person you didn't talk about though.
One more person,
Mr. Trevor Bauer.
I mean,
I was against the Dodgers on Sunday.
What?
Go burn go. I hope after the game He goes under the
Is that white boy
stadium.
with attitude?
Hold on. how is
I
he
think he's
playing?
pitching with forgot the team's name.
They in spring training.
He's pitching with
Nashville Ponies.
It's like a independent ball. It's
Wait,
like
man.
it's in the same. It's in the same.
the Japanese showcase team.
Yeah,
I think they're called
it's
the
it's
something
Is
Breeze.
this the same player that had serious bad allegations from a woman
yes,
accused against
yes,
him? Oh,
yes.
so he's
I
bad.
will-
Never mind. I thought he just had
I will
attitude on him
predict-
down towards
I
rivals.
will predict what happens during this game. Trevor Bauer is going to go 4 innings. He's going to strike out 9. He's going to look really good and probably sign to the team after this. Yamamoto is going to pitch for the Dodgers and get shelled by independent ball players. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, and
No.
the team is the Asian Breeze, and they're a self tryout team.
Is that really the team name?
We'll see what happens. Yeah, the team's name is Asian Breeze.
It's almost as good as Dairy Daddies.
Trevor Bauer thing.
It's
confused.
going to be a good game.
How do we watch that game?
Hey,
Trevor
next
Bauer-
episode. Hey, next episode, I'll pull up stats from that game. We'll talk about
All
it.
right. I'm down.
Last free
Promise to work.
agent, JD Martinez. Boras. Marlins. Little communicado with the Marlins.
Man, they never
Apparently,
do that.
JD Martinez is looking for a 2-year deal. Like normal. It's a pretty okay. Either 1 year or 2 year. You're not getting any more than that. To be honest with you, 2 is your max. Especially if
You
a
should
player
do like
him.
the others. You should do 1 year somewhere.
But the Marlins aren't
buy
pulling.
time.
They are
And
not
MLB.
pulling the string on it because of his asking price. His asking price, or Scott Boras' asking price.
What's he want? 25 a
fun.
year?
All of these players, Boras.
Wow.
No, there's no numbers have been released, but it was noted that the Marlins they still have Josh Bell and Jake Berger rotate first base, so or rotate the DH slot.
I honestly think more teams, now that the DH is across the league, I think a lot of teams like the flexibility. This isn't a
batting
league.
lefty or righty.
David Ortiz every single day. Like, you are locked into one player
Funny.
DHing. What happened when Ohtani sometimes, needed somebody else DH'd or whatever? Ohtani had the day off. So it's like you lose if that person is literally just a DH and you needed someone else to DH, you're giving that person a rest day. I don't know. I think a lot of teams are looking at this different, and they like the flexibility of having star players, because most teams have a few, rotate in and out of that position to get people off their feet, but yet still keep them in the lineup.
I don't know. Where
But
you're
JD Martinez is a good bat.
Interesting.
Don't get me wrong. He's a good bat. He's a good bat, and I think any team would be good to have him. It's just he's from the right side, man. I think if he was a lefty, he'd have a lot more interest.
All right. I don't know if I was going to talk about this because this guy is fairly young. But for the first Reuter of 2024. You guys hear about that?
It's not even opening day, for real.
Literally bring up
I'm gonna
Reuters.
I'm gonna butcher his name a little bit, but he's on the Reds.
Oh boy.
What was
He's
he
on the
taking?
Reds.
What kind of roids?
Novi Marte, the infielder for the Reds, 80-game suspension.
Yeah, he sounds guilty.
Commissioner's office announced that the Reds infielder has received 80-game suspension without pay after testing positive for Bolden on. I don't even know what the hell that is. Drugs. I'm gonna Google it.
He was only 22 too.
He's
when he
22.
Oh, Google.
That's
Why
what's
would-
crazy with me.
I don't know. He's 22.
Hold on. These are scientific words.
He's 22 years old.
He's 22.
It's not even opening day yet, and he's already doing steroids.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing to
It's a
consider.
setup.
Synthetic derivative of testosterone.
Here's the thing to consider. Okay. There's a massive drug list with MLB, right?
Mhm.
Whole bunch of don't do's, whatnot, and it's not just I'm going to shoot myself, Mark McGuire style, and I'm going to get yoked. No, a whole bunch of different
More than that.
elements and
That
stuff.
was years,
And there's-
decades ago.
there's a lot of times where players might be taking a supplement or a drug that's not a steroid, but it has something on this banned list. And the smart thing to do, most players, what they do is that they make sure anything that's going in their body is cross-referenced from this list, and they're good to go. But some players, especially the ones coming from other countries like Cuba and Dominican Republic, have a little bit of a difficult time doing that. And that's usually where you see a lot of these new suspensions taking place. It's not, hey, I'm going to do some like anabolic steroids and just shoot myself up. It's, hey, I was on this, I didn't know it had this, and I'm sorry.
So this guy,
or you could be shooting up. I don't know.
This guy.
No. You got a good point. I think it's he unintentionally took those drugs in his system, thinking it would do. It was not in that drink or
Like
food or lotion or whatever.
22-year-old kid that just doesn't know what he doesn't know, and was taking something that didn't know he was on the ban. I mean, this dude's a minor leaguer.
Right? Let's go back on his agent.
Oh, hold on.
Or whoever recommended the drug. I mean, it just seems like a setup. Like they just framed this kid, or he just got.
Let me jog your guys' memory of where this guy came from. So he was one of 4 players that was sent to Cincinnati for the Luis Castillo trade.
Seattle.
He's a top 50 prospect too.
He got called up last August, and his slash line was 279, 358, 454 in the minors prior, and then during that was in the minors. Sorry, but August when he got called up, and then ending the year, he hit 316, 366, 456 in his first 123 plate appearances.
You gotta get those numbers up. That's why I did steroids. I'm just kidding.
It's kind of just a 80-game suspension. Learn your lesson. Don't do it again. Type thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when they changed their policy, dude, 80 games is no joke, and that's without pay most of the time. So, yeah, he'll learn.
That ain't no slap on the wrist. That's half the season without pay.
Last thing, we're done with all of the news, all of that. This is just.
Are we talking football today or no?
Legit, no football.
Really?
Wow.
I might have some football talk. I'll talk about that.
I don't have time to do football. I didn't script it like that.
Well, if you would stop talking.
My phone's half dead.
Okay.
We're not all the way there, but it's getting there.
We're going to talk about our team's season openers, the first 3 series. Who has the harder schedule?
Okay. Angels.
I'm going to go through.
You don't have to talk about it.
You
don't even have to talk about it. I just told you. The entire month of April. Look at the Angels schedule. Every team they play made the playoffs.
Wow.
I'm going to go through it real quick. And we're going to have our opinion about it. So I'm going to start with the Yankees.
Why?
Yankees open up 4 games. The Yankees open up this season 4 games against the Astros. And this is what I held off on talking about because of Verlander not being there. Then they have 3 at the Diamondbacks. Then 3 at home against Toronto. I think the only 2 hard series are the Astros and the D-backs. I don't think they have the first 7.
Astros, that's probably it. Really. Okay.
You
should rank it. Number 1 the hardest, 2, 3, 4, and 4 is the easier schedule, like that.
Okay, well, let me get the other ones. Let me get the Angels. They open up the first 3 games against the Orioles in Baltimore.
Oh, geez.
And then they go to Miami to play the Marlins for 3. And then they go home to play Boston.
Read the rest of the month.
I'm not reading the rest of the month because I don't have it up.
Read the rest of the month.
Okay, fine.
I'll pull it up.
Let me tell the Giants. So I'm just talking about the first 3 series.
You put your shades up, be like, I'm rolling my eyes at my brother. I want everyone to know.
The
you
Giants
totally deserve this eye rolling. I hope he hears it too.
The Giants open up at the Padres for 4.
Ooh.
Then they go to the U.S. Treasury to play the Dodgers for 3. And then they go back home to play the Padres for 3. So Padres, Dodgers, Padres.
That might be the lightest lineup or the lightest schedule.
No. no.
You'll win at least half those games with the Padres, and
I
you'll
want
probably
to
pick.
say you're right.
Hey,
You'll
hold
take
on.
one.
Last episode,
Big
you were
animal.
all up on the Padres being something. what? Oh,
Thank
no.
you, David.
Now the Giants
Thank
are
you,
just going to
David.
sweep them under the rug. What the-
Did I say sweep? I said you'll at least take half of the games from the Padres, and you'll take at least one from the Dodgers. That puts you at or a little over 500 to start the year.
I don't know.
Use that brain.
I
kid.
think.
Okay, well, after hearing all three, what would you rank them top to bottom? First to third.
Angels 1, Yankees 2, San Francisco 3.
Oh, get out of here, dude. You got
No.
one hard team you're versing for the first three series. The O's.
We got one hard team. We got one hard
You only
team.
got one hard
Marlins
team.
and
You only got one hard team.
Miami and Boston suck.
Yeah. We're going to play at Miami, and we're going to have Sandy Alcantara and Luzardo and all these guys. Come on, dude.
Isn't
kidding
he
me?
on the IL though?
No, dude.
No, he's not. Okay,
They're all there.
giving too much hype
All
to,
right.
to Miami.
They're ready to rock and roll.
Three, as in the easiest, is Yanks. I'm sorry, dude. You got Houston and or no, you got the O's. That's it. Or maybe
No, we don't play
I think
those.
number 2. You don't play the O's. Yeah. Then
We
who do you
play
got?
those.
Come on. It's the Yanks. It's the Yanks for the easiest. It's close, but I think that I'm gonna go with Giants in second. I don't know how we're gonna be good enough to not get that one spot to the answer of your question. I don't know how, but I think the Angels have a harder schedule. I really do. It's a close one.
David,
Yeah,
I want you to
Padres,
listen to these. I
Padres.
want you to listen to these teams because you just did a small sample size. You were like, "Oh, Red Sox." Nah. Listen to this entire month of teams that the Angels
Shoot,
play.
then.
Okay? I'm gonna
Shoot. Shoot.
rattle.
Shoot, because I'm gonna critique this, and I'm gonna go. This is you are going to be underselling your team.
You should mute your mic because you're about to look like a fool. So they opened first 3 games in Baltimore, then in Miami. Then we talked about they come home and they play the Red Sox for 3. Guess who comes into town after the Red Sox? The Tampa Bay Rays.
They suck too.
They usually kick the crap out of us.
No,
Then
you're
then you have to get
overhyping.
on a
You're
plane.
overhyping these teams. You are
Quiet
overhyping
time.
these teams.
Quiet time. And then we have to get on a plane, fly to Fenway, which we have sucked for years. That's usually where players get hurt. We have to do that. And then we fly to Tampa. We have a 4-game stretch in Tampa. And then we go to Cincinnati for 3.
Oh, that sounds so hard.
We come home. We come home and we play the Orioles for 3. We play the Twins for 3. And we play the Phillies for 3.
Okay. The O's and the Phillies, the hardest teams.
No.
I'm pretty sure the
Twins
Twins won the playoffs last year.
With 80
I
wins.
can't believe in the Twins. I can never believe in the Twins. Like, no. I think Daniel's right, except for the Twins. Unless he said Miami, throw that in there. But everything else, Daniel's got a way harder schedule.
I don't buy it.
Look
Like,
at everything on the Giants.
we don't have an easy schedule until the end of May when the Yankees come into town. So how you like me now?
You really went there.
Bang, shots fired here on Down and Out. That was a brutal out of nowhere curveball called strike 3 on David there.
I think, Daniel,
Welcome to the show.
you have inherited that crack pipe from last episode from Blake. Because there is no way that I can look at that schedule. There's no way I can look at that first month for the Angels and think that is difficult.
What, David?
No.
Do you want to look at the Yankees? Because we can look at the Yankees too.
Wait,
you want to do that?
Come on, Daniel. Just don't say all the home road and how many games. Just list the name of teams. No repeats. Just all the teams the Angels play.
Oh,
there's no way. There's no way that the Yanks have it. The Angels have it the hardest. They really do.
Let me throw the teams out. I'm gonna do the teams for the Yankees really quick. So D-backs, Blue Jays,
Easy.
Marlins. You keep talking that the Marlins are so
Astros,
easy.
D-backs.
Cleveland, back in Toronto, Tampa Bay. Oh, the itty bitty Oakland A's for 4 in New York. and then you go on the road and play the really hard Brewers.
Hey, first of all, I never said that the Yankees were going to be my number one choice for having the hardest schedule.
No, I'm just letting you know the Angels have the hardest schedule. I'm answering your question.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do,
Out
David.
of those three teams, who has it harder? The Giants?
Don't even.
Angels have it harder than the Yankees.
Yankees have the easiest, Giants medium-ish, and then Angels have the hardest.
Going up against a
My team
freaking
can be out
counterfeit
of it.
money, Mega
Like I
Millions
said,
cheating.
my team can be out of it by Father's Day. But if we lose in April, we could be out of it by Mother's Day.
I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing.
Oh my god!
I'm seeing what 3 playoff teams that you're versing.
Actually, I don't know what you're saying.
3 playoff teams: Baltimore,
Right at Wish.com.
Baltimore, Philadelphia,
Minnesota,
and Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Don't say Rays.
Tampa.
Don't say
There's a
Rays.
wild card, bro.
Don't stop it. You stop it with the Rays. You stop it. The Rays suck. They are dog water. They traded their ace to the freaking Dodgers.
San Francisco doesn't have a bad month of April either. I mean, they got the Dodgers, but they got the Padres, the Nats, the Rays, the Marlins, the D-backs, the Mets, and Pittsburgh, and then they got the Red Sox. So
it might be above 500. With
the
that
Rays' best player
month,
was Wander Franco, and he's gone.
That's not true. Their best player is Randy Arozarena, and he's still there.
Oh,
we need to ask the audience who has
that dude collapsed at the end of that dude collapsed second half, bro.
I sleep on the Rays every year. No one talks about the Rays every year. And guess who makes one of those wildcard teams? It's Tampa Bay.
No.
They figure it out.
You put the crack.
He's right.
Crack.
No, Daniel's right.
I'm gonna call him Scott Boras.
You're just upset because they play in your division and usually pick you guys to school.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not
Who
upset.
else from the AL
I'm not
is
upset.
getting that wild card? Who else? If
What
it's
did the
not
Rays
the
touch
Rays,
you, bro?
You got 2 to 3 wild cards. Of course, you got the Texas rivalry last year, so that's one of the wild cards. And
Everybody
the
can
Rays. Those from
chill
the
out.
Central.
You get all twitchy when you're mad. I don't like that.
Nothing's coming out of the Central.
I got you in 4K right now. And
I agree on that. Nothing out of the Central other than the number one, who might even be below 500.
I honestly think the Mariners have a better chance at making the playoffs than the Rays do. You're crazy.
Oh,
you're crazy.
Okay, guess what?
You did not just say that.
I did.
There's 3 wild cards.
The Rangers
Mariners have a better chance than the Rays to get the wild card.
David,
are you serious?
Hold on. Let me just say this, and we'll end it right here. Let me just say this. The words I have just stated, the words that I've just stated over the last 5 minutes about your just hypocrisy, trying to put you in school, just trying to corral you, right? We are going to talk about this in August, and we are going to look at the standings at the trade deadline, and you're going to owe me and Blake a apology live on this show when the Rays are still in contention. I promise you that, brother. I promise you that. The Rays are not just going to tank this year. They churn and burn young talent left and right. They figure out pitching.
They're going to September, though?
They're going to be.
Or you want to do August? You want to do August?
I mean, we can do a check-in every single month if we want to really embarrass them.
So
we can do that too.
What happens when the Rays plummet and stay at the bottom of the food chain all season?
Where are they going to plummet?
You're right.
Where are you going to plummet?
Good job below the Red Sox.
No.
Bro.
You are wearing a Yankee jersey and you're saying that. What is wrong with you? Yeah. Were you dropped on your head?
I didn't say they were going to finish first.
Kind of like when he put the Yankee jersey on and picked the Orioles to win the division.
Well, David's going to be wrong. He's going to owe Daniel some minute now.
No, I'm not going to be wrong because
what's the wager?
The AL East is what I focus on all day, every day. So when I see the Rays solid 4th place, be fine.
I don't need to focus on the AL East to realize that every time I turn on the postseason, every single year, somehow, some way, I'm watching a Tampa Bay game. Are they going to go far in the playoffs? Probably not. But are they in a play-in game? Are they making the wild card? They're making the wild card, dude.
Seattle has made the postseason, once? Maybe twice, if I forgot something. The Rays go in almost every single year for at least half a decade.
Oh yeah, Seattle made it last year, didn't they?
Like I mean, if
Year
you want to
before.
talk about now moving forward and not the past, and then you can bring up something because we talk about the pitcher that went to Seattle. We talked about there ain't no way you can say Seattle has a better chance than Tampa Bay on getting a wild card. There ain't no way. I mean, we got 3 wild cards, so we'll see what
Anyways.
happens. You just got me like spun on that one. No, and then you think that
I
who
think
said
going
had the
back,
easiest schedule? Oh my
going back
God.
to the original statement here. I think Giants have the toughest 3 series set in the beginning.
It's tough. It's very tough. I'll agree. I think Angels have it a little tougher though.
David,
We'll
do you realize that the Tampa Bay Rays have made the playoffs every year since 2018?
Thank you. That's 5
Like,
years. 18,
they
19, 20,
made the
21,
playoffs
22, 23. That's 6.
as a
That's 6.
wild card team last year to the Rangers and
But
lost 2-0
They
to the
had
ultimate winning World Series champion.
they had decent players. Randy Arozarena is not going to carry that team.
Who did they lose? And take Glass now out of the equation because he barely played last year. Who did they lose?
But you're saying since 2018.
I'm going to set them all. I'm talking last year. Who did they lose last year? Why would they be any different? I'm hearing a lot of quietness.
You
The
are.
Rays were this close to winning a World Series. Anyone says they were this close.
That was
They
in
were right
2020,
there. They're
though.
probably the closest since Cleveland in 2016.
That's where I'm
that's
getting
a
at.
stretch.
Well, David, we'll figure out a bet. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Oh, we're gonna
If
figure out a bet.
if we gotta prove you wrong, no, so be it. They've made it 5 straight years. They're gonna make it a 6.
Over time, I'm becoming more of a Floridian, but I love my SF teams. But like you really putting Tampa on the spot right here. Like you are,
It's okay.
down city of David over here.
You don't know what he don't know, but he's gonna know. So we're good. We're good.
Cue ball.
Well, say
Are
the
you
end of
on
the season and
David's
who
side?
owns
Are you
someone's.
on?
I'm on
Anyways.
Daniel's side.
Oh yeah, you would be.
Thank
Once an Angel fan, always Angel fan.
He just told
Yeah.
you. I said
Like
5.
at the end of the season, David's gonna owe us both in and out, and I'm gonna get a 4x4.
How did you just squeak into this? What?
You gonna send me some money to Florida? I'm gonna get myself a
Giants, Angels,
Waffle
Yankees.
House.
Whataburger.
Giants, Angels, Yankees.
Oh my goodness.
First 3 series.
I think it's Angels, Giants, Yanks. I think Angels have it way
Angels,
tougher.
Giants, Yanks.
But you got to
100%.
consider like what our teams are realistically.
And
I know we want to say,
sharing
we can
the
prove everyone
crack
wrong.
pipe with you.
I think it's Angels. I think it's Angels, Yankees, Giants.
How are we easier than the Yanks?
Because you play the Padres twice, you're gonna win half those games. I don't want to hear it.
The Padres.
You're gonna play them twice, you're gonna win half those games.
But are the Dodgers gonna sweep the Giants? So
No. They'll take 2 out of 3.
They got to win 110 games, don't they? Can't afford to lose.
It's the first week, bro.
They can't afford to lose the first 9
yeah, they're only gonna lose that first week, and then it's game over after that.
The Giants are
162.
really gonna after they play the Dodgers, they have a relatively easy month of April. I just lifted a whole bunch of teams that were bottom feeders. So the Giants are gonna make noise. It's gonna be early in the season. And I think they will.
All I know is we played the Padres twice and the Dodgers once. Who else are we playing in
You play the
April?
Nationals, you play the Pirates, you play a whole bunch
All
of
right.
bottom feeders. You play the 5th place Rays. Apparently. So
We play the Rays. That's tough.
David's frustrated.
I am a little bit. You guys are
a little
all
sweaty.
thinking
A little sweaty.
weirdness. Trivia. I have 3 trivia questions for
Right, hold on.
Giants,
Let me get Google.
tough.
you. Don't get Google open. You're cheating. Ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Julio Rodriguez is the 4th player, his age 22 season or younger, to have a 30-30 season. Who is the youngest?
All
To
time.
have a 30-30 season?
All time.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout is
Next.
age 20 season 2012.
Yeah,
30-30
stud.
season.
And when he turned 21, we got Albert Pujols, and we thought we were going to win the world, and we didn't.
Question number 2. Who are the 4 players since 2000 to homer on their 40th birthdays? Who's out there?
I'll take Pujols.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Homer on their 40th birthday.
A-Rod is one.
A-Rod's one.
Jim Tomey.
Jim Tome's two.
Daniel, I got a point.
Gangster.
Point.
Oh.
So Alex Rodriguez
Wait,
did
what
it in
did you say?
2015. Alex
I
Rodriguez
got
is
one.
one.
I got one. David Ortiz.
Alex
Oh, wow.
Rodriguez did it in 2015. Jim Tomei did it in 2011. Still two more.
Griffey.
I have the answers in front of me. Do you
Nelson
think-
Cruz.
Randy Johnson. I know he's a
He's a
pitcher, but
pitcher.
just he was only. Hey, Madison Bumgarner can hit a home run. All
Well,
right,
hold on a
I-
minute. Back when he played
Matt
pitchers
Cain
at
hit
bat, so
Yeah.
That's a tough one, dude.
That's tough. Wow.
one was very recent.
Joey Votto.
Three. This year or last year.
Wow,
More.
I don't do them.
Wait, are we talking about just in general or
Since 2000.
okay?
Give me a team or give me a year.
2012.
He's 40?
Ooh,
He was 40
Wait.
in 2012.
Chipper
Chase Utley?
Jones.
Chipper Jones is the last one.
Hey.
Wait, what did you
Because
say?
he's been old. He's been around for a while. Chipper Jones.
Chase
A-Rod
Utley?
did it in 2015. Jim Tomei did it in 2011. Joey Votto did it last year. Chipper Jones did it in 2012. Those are the only
Oh.
Wow.
four players.
How did I
One more.
forget?
One more. I got a
Infield
DQ.
fly rule.
Last one. Bryce Harper's 300 career homers are second among 2010 first-round draft picks. Who ranks first?
I don't know, right?
Trout? No.
Draft?
Oh, damn.
Posey.
Oh.
No. So the rookie year was 2010. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Machado?
Yeah. 308 homers.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Why you like
Good job, guys. Yeah, good job.
That's kind of crazy. Machado has more homers than Harper.
That's some good questions. I think Daniel gets 2 or 3 points. Q and I get 1 each.
Daniel got a point.
I got
Who
2
said
points. bro.
A-Rod? Did you say A-Rod, Blake?
I did.
You got
I think
one.
I said A-Rod.
Daniel got, Q got Chipper Jones and Jim Tomei, and then you got Joey Votto.
He said Votto. Give me
Blake
3.
in last
Machado.
place.
So
And
you
then
get
the
one.
first episode, I got Nelson Cruz.
No, you didn't. That didn't count. We were keeping score then.
It'll be somewhere on the screen. Somewhere. Right?
All right.
That way?
I didn't see the 4 of us. But all right.
So when's our football episode? We gotta tell the people.
We can,
When's our football
we can
episode?
do football next week.
You want to do football next week? Okay, we can do
Football
football
next
next week
week?
because we have
Friday or
about
Saturday, right?
free agency starts on Wednesday, so there's probably going to be a lot of big signings. So we can
Oh,
get
that's
that
be
back.
perfect.
No, well, we can go back to regular recording.
We earned a win. It's over. We earned a win.
Because this will be up Tuesday.
Boom.
Dope.
Then we can record.
Well,
we can
I'll-
record Saturday again. Or,
I'll put
well, it doesn't matter.
my football stuff in the closet until next time.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, next week we can do football. We can do football. Football next week.
Yeah.
Because there's really
It's hard. It's hard to have any ambition for that motivation for me, but I do for y'all for the show. You know, I just
There's some
Hey.
legit. All I'm saying is there's some legit quarterbacks out there that make legit sense to a lot of legit teams. So that could change the landscape of some of these leagues and some of these divisions. So stay tuned. My Steelers are one of them, but we'll talk about it later.
there. All right,
all
everybody.
3 of you.
A fantastic week.
Yeah,
Like I said, this will be
weekend.
already out for all of your enjoyment next.
Go Tampa Bay Rays. I hope you guys make the playoffs.
Until next
Let's go,
week.
baby.
Go Giants.
Thanks for hanging. Down and Out Sports Podcast. We out.
Peace.
Deuces. Choo.